everybody, and welcome to a new season of Ahab Plays Football Manager 2020. This is Deportivo La Coruña. Welcome to Season 4. And just some quick housekeeping items before we dive into Episode 0. First and foremost, hello there. You can see me through some feedback I've received. I've added the webcam. Unfortunately, it's a webcam on my laptop, which is better than they used to be, but certainly nothing like they could be. And I will be getting a better webcam once stocks in places like Amazon and Best Buy, Adorama, B&H Photo, once they get their in-stock items back, I should say. Man, I'm having trouble with English today. Once they get stuff back in stock, I will get a better webcam. Same applies to my microphone. I've worked with some software to make sure it is more clear, it sounds better, and hopefully it's both for you, the listener or viewer, right now. In the future, I will be getting a better microphone, but similarly to the webcam issue, stocks are very low of high-quality microphones at Amazon, B&H Photo, etc. So we'll see where that goes in the future. More to come on that. But anyway, Season 4. Oh, man. Oh, before I jump into that, one more thank you to ZillaBlitz for letting me use the whole Episode 0, because I want to keep my video times down. I'm trying to keep them under 25 minutes, hopefully under 20 minutes even. We'll see how that goes, right? So Episode 0, this is where I'm going to talk about how the summer transfer window went, how my goals from last season have gone through that window, and goals for the future. So let's start by talking goals for the future. I've pinpointed where I want to take Coruña, and that is I want to transition them from a solid league performer in La Liga. And you can see for 2 seasons, we've had 3rd place back-to-back. So that means we get Champions League soccer back-to-back in these seasons, or in those seasons, I should say. But I want to take them from this 3rd place. I want to win a trophy with them, and I want to do a double in the next couple of years. So that means really upping the level of players that we're signing, and instead of bringing in gobs of players and hoping they pan out and selling the rest, which I kind of like to do, that means focusing on quality players for the positions I'm going to be playing. And at the end of last season, that was going to start with the wingers, both up front and in back. And we've kind of done that, but I'm not really happy with what's gone on thus far. So let's jump right into that. Transfers. With respect to the wingers, defensive-wise, I have loaned out Eneko Boveda and David Simon, couldn't remember his name for a second, and brought in Andoni Garasable from Atletico Bilbao, and he will be my starting right back because he's got solid everything. Boveda and Simon had solid mental and physical attributes, but their technicals were a little lacking for the more offensive side of the wing-back position. Garasable makes up for that. For rotation, I've got a under-19 player that I have promoted to the side, and that is Paul Robin Tengestal. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but another Norwegian player. Solid technicals and physicals and mentals. Need to work on his technicals. Hopefully on the senior team he can work on that and build up to be a better player. If not, we sell him on because he's got solid mental and physicals elsewhere, and he can play defensive elsewhere if he needs to. On the left forward position, just kind of going back here, we brought in Eric Tommy. Now, the left inverted winger position is kind of interesting because we had Juan Luis Fowler starting in that position, and I feel like he needs to work more, but he's not good enough to work here at the moment. So he wanted to go out on loan. I said, good, you have fun out on loan. Brought in Eric Tommy from Stuttgart. He's currently the starting inverted winger. Not the best physicals, not the best mentals, but solid technicals. But he's also fairly professional, and he's an impact sub, so he's not expecting a lot of play time, and I want to see where he goes. But that leaves plenty of room for me to bring in a player on the inverted winger left position, and I'll get into that in transfers in just a second. So you're kind of you're kind of seeing the starting 11 here on this page. Holland and Ajorque up front, Tommy on the left, Cartabia on the right, Cataldi as the BBM, as the box-to-box midfielder. Oscar, a transfer I'll get into in a second, as a DLP. Pedersen is starting on the left. I've rotated Luis Ruiz to be the rotational left wing back now. It used to be opposite. Pedersen was rotational, Ruiz was the starting, but Pedersen played really well in the back half of last season, and he's kind of ramping up his level of playing. He's been playing regularly very well. So center defenders, Clemente and Soma, and Garasable to start out right back with Uzoho. Still in goal, has been solid since Season 2. Very happy with his growth here. Have had to fend off a couple of suitors from England for him and for our backup keeper, but we'll see how that goes on. I'd actually like to sell the backup keeper if we get a good enough offer. Let's talk transfers, because I'm still looking for somebody on this side here. But let's see what we've done so far this summer. Tons of players out. Borja Galan sold off for $1 million. We sold Borja because I needed to open up some roster space. He wasn't playing at all for us unless someone was hurt on the wings. So I sold him. Sold Chumi because he wanted more money for his contract. I offered him what I thought was reasonable, and he said, "No, sir, I don't like it." And then some England teams came knocking, and they said, "We'll give you $9 million." And he said, "You better let me go." And I said, "Okay." And then Club Brugge said, "Here's 12 3/4." They said, "Haha, England, see ya, England teams. You're going to Brugge." He was not happy with that, but he still went. So he kind of wanted out anyway. Mujed Sadiq is still out on loan. Not sure if he's going to be able to come back and play with us. He's just not good enough. Probably a sell-on. Yanis Murgi, definitely a sell-on. Not getting the game time here and not getting the quality game time at the loanee places. We'll definitely sell him. He came in Season 2, was good as a rotational pressing forward. Probably is a pretty good pressing forward if somebody can play him regularly, but just not for us. Ignore Felix Ruiz, Thomas Burgos, Nestor Moran. They were all youngsters who were moved to the B team, who the fans thought were going to be quality, and they're not. Same with Rodrigo Anton down here. Eneko Boveda and David Simone are kind of in their sunset days. They're on loan. This is their last year of contract. I'm not going to re-sign them because I need to bring in better talent and younger talent, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. The two I'm really focused on here is Gaitan Cavalli and Ale Lasada. Two very talented youngsters at Cordoba, who loaned out to Cordoba, who need to develop more before they're used in the first team. But assuming they both develop, they will be used very heavily in the first team. And if they're not used here, they'll be very good to sell on. So that's everything that's going on transfer-wise out. Transfers in. I told you about Eric Tommy. I told you about Anthony Garasable. Frederick Burton, Angelo Arcioli, and Jeremy Ocares are all young players I brought in to reinforce the U19s because they were lacking in those positions. These are all pseudo or semi-quality players already at their young age of 17 and 18, and I'm hoping we can develop them further, especially because we have the facilities being upgraded as I speak. Oscar was kind of a surprise to bring into the team, and the reason I brought him in is because we had an injury crisis over the summer, where over the entire summer, at one point, I was limited to only 2 midfielders, and they were injured pretty severely over the summer, where they couldn't play at all. Like no broken wrists or broken fingers. It was all tight hamstrings and tight groins. So Oscar was running out his contract. Madrid wanted to make some money off of him and said, yeah, sure, we'll take 2.5, 3.3. Excuse me, I've got a tickle in my nose. Sorry about that. But as you can see with Oscar, he has some solid attributes. A little bit lacking on the physical, but everything else is solid. So we're hoping he develops a little bit more. He's fairly determined. He's got high determination. I like that flair and leadership and off the ball. So I'm hoping he can really affect that midfield for us. I have a feeling I'm going to be starting him more than Marchetti or Gaku Shibasaki. And Marchetti has developed the injury-prone attribute, which I really don't like. And Shibasaki has some mental attributes that I don't like. They're not high enough. They're very low for what I consider to be a quality midfielder. So we're going to have to let him go probably at the end of this season. Hopefully we still got some interest from him if he doesn't get much play time. I've had my scouts out running and about for wingers. And we've got some quality out there that I can purchase. We've got Pedri, who he looks like he's more of a mid-center midfielder. Yeah. But not a bad price. Gotta keep an eye on him, right? 19. Emmanuel Vignato at Monaco probably won't sell for anything we can afford right now. Solid. Francisco Trincao at West Ham, definitely can't afford him at 80 million, 57 minimum, 24 at his value. Still can't afford him at his value. Andreas Skov Olsen, excuse me, my mustache, my beard is just tickling the heck out of my nose right now. I don't know why. Andreas Skov Olsen, these are all players I'm looking at to fulfill the right winger or left inverted winger. So let's see, what's his foot? Nope, he's right. This is where we're really going to run into trouble with getting the team upgraded, because we have two solid young left inverted wingers. Unfortunately, they're not quite there yet, and they're not ready to join the first team. I would use them for cup matches, but otherwise no. But I mean, look at this. This guy is still 27 million, and I don't think we'd be able to buy him. So we're in a struggle right now to find reinforcement for this left inverted winger side. Coming up in episode 1 for this season, and now this is a weird season. 22-23 is a weird season because we have the World Cup in November, December. So look, the schedule just stops. Boom, right there. Except for a Champions League game. I'm going to have to figure out what to do here, maybe schedule some friendlies to keep the team fit and ready to go. But look at our first game for the season. A derby match against Celta de Vigo away at Vigo's home. That is just a great way to start out a season. In my opinion, it's kind of exciting. I mean, the players are all rusty, but it's still kind of exciting to say, hey, we're going to have a nice derby to kick things off. And I'm really hoping we can make some inroads. I would love to stay top 4 this season. I want to make some further progress in the Champions League, but we'll see. Got some tactical surprises that are going to come in here. I won't show those yet. Haven't made any real changes to what we're really going to be using, but I have a third tactic that the players don't know yet, and they haven't really trained up to it, and it's really going to be a surprise for the AI once I use it. So I appreciate you all joining me for this episode 0 to hear the rundown of where things have come since the end of last season. I hope you like the changes with the webcam and with the microphone. Please leave comments if you don't like the webcam, if you don't want to see my ugly mug. That's fine. No offense taken. And if you don't like the way the mic has changed, please recommend any mics or any changes you want to hear to the mic, because I have software now that can really change that. So anyway, thanks for stopping by and checking this out. Stay tuned for episode 1 of season 4 coming shortly after this one. It's going to be a heck of a match against Vigo, and hopefully I'll be able to unveil a new left inverted winger as well. Thanks for joining me. I know I've said that 3 times now. Hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.